A leaking toilet is not a small problem. It's a bit like a leaking tap. And if you leave it, it's going to cost you a lot of water, which equals a lot of money. And the thing is, it's really easy to fix a leaking toilet, which at the end of the day, you got it, is going to save you a lot of water, which means a lot of money. A cistern is a reservoir system that holds water so you can flush the toilet. The inlet valve supplies water, the float valve arm controls the water fill level, and the outlet valve at the bottom opens and flushes the toilet. If there's a leak, it's usually one of these three parts. To test if you've got a leak, all I want you to do is the following. Take the lid of the cistern off, and then you've got some instant coffee. Now, if you don't want to use instant coffee, you can just use a bit of food coloring. And I'm just going to place 2 teaspoons inside here. Give it a bit of a swirl and leave it for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, if you see that same brown color in the bowl of your toilet, well, then you know that you've got a leak. To fix the leak, first turn off the water supply to your toilet and flush the toilet to empty the cistern. Start by checking the inlet valve. Remove the ball float by unscrewing the fastener. You can usually do this by hand, but if it's tight, use a plumbing spanner to gently loosen it. Once that's off, pull out the split pin and take apart the filling mechanism. Check the rubber seals and diaphragm. If they're worn, it's time to replace them. Also make sure the jet sprayer isn't clogged. If it is, clear it with a pin or a toothpick. Assemble the filling mechanism the same way. Next, move on to the outlet valve at the bottom of the cistern. Twist the housing to remove the flushing mechanism. Remove and inspect the rubber seal at the bottom and replace it if it's cracked or torn. Clean out the siphon outlet where the seal sits. Sometimes there could be a grain of sand. Just use a cloth and give it a good wipe. And then reinstall the valve by turning it to the right. And then put the filling mechanism and float arm back in place. All right, guys, so we've replaced the parts and now it's time for our final check. All we're going to do is turn our water back on, let the cistern fill and check for any leaks. If the water is running into the bowl, then the cistern is full. Make sure it's not overfilling and running down out the overflow. If it is, then gently bend the float arm downwards slightly to stop the water at a lower level and therefore not overflowing. And there you have it, a few simple steps to solve the leak and save water. Uphold the values of using water efficiently and stay informed by visiting our Randwater WaterWise website or follow us on our social media platforms for more WaterWise conservation tips.